Hi everybody, it's Cathryn from In the Pink Designs, and I am back from vacation. I went to Destin, Florida with some relatives. I had lovely hosts. We had a home right on the water in Santa Rosa Beach, and we had a pool, and then down the stairs was water, and my niece got engaged, and we just had a fabulous time all together. Thank you so much for being patient. I know I didn't have any videos out last week, but I had a great time and I got some rest. So I do have, full disclosure, I didn't wear any makeup last week. I brought my whole big makeup thing. I didn't use a stitch of it because I was on vacation. So some of the pictures, I don't look as good as I really could look. But I'm going to put a bunch of pictures over on my Facebook group, In the Pink Designs by Cathryn Papercraft group. You can join that and see some of the pictures of my vacation. All right, today's project is the first in a few that I'm going to be doing a kit for. I'm using Pick of the Patch bundle, which is the stamp set and the punch, and I'm also using the Nested Essentials dies. I'm using the second smallest of these long ones, okay, and that's this right here. Of the kit, I will send you all the labels, but anything like this here I will send you, but any of the die cuts or anything from the Pick of the Patch, you have to buy the set yourself. Okay, you can buy it from my website, which is listed below, so that's not included when I give you the price for the whole kit, which I don't know what it is really yet because I haven't made the project, so I don't know what I'm going to do, but you will get the things to make the boxes and the contents. So this one, I have 2 of the Halloween Twisty Pops inside. The box measures 5 1/4 by 2 1/2 by 1 inch. Alrighty. And I used, of course, the Pick of the Patch bundle. We used some basic white. I used Them Bones Designer Series paper and some basic black cardstock. So we start with a piece of basic black cardstock that is 8 by 7 1/2. It'll be this way. I cut that second smallest die cut from the Nested Essentials dies out of basic black cardstock. And then we need 6 pieces of the Them Bones Designer Series paper. 2 that are 5 by 2 1/4, 2 that are 5 by 3/4, and 2 that are 2 1/4 by 3/4. Okay. All right. So this is my host code. It's a new one. Please put this in. It will be on your cart, or when you go to checkout, it will say add host code. Now, for my gifts, starting with the new catalog, which goes live on September 6th, I'm going to give a special gift for anyone who puts this host code in. So if you're spending under $150, you have to put this host code in order to receive. What I'm going to be giving for a $50 or more purchase is a set of 4 of these coasters that I sewed. I have a whole bunch of different ones, even more than this, that I haven't finished yet. So if you spend $50 or more, you'll be getting a set of fall or Halloween coasters. And if you spend $150 or more and you can't put in your host code because you want your Stampin' rewards, I will still give you a set of coasters. But anything that's under $150, you have to put the host code in order to get the coasters mailed to you. All right, I'm also doing that because I'm just a few away from 5,000 subscribers, and I am so appreciative of that. So thank you very much. Okay, so let me get my Simply Scored. And we're going to start on the 8-inch side. And we're going to score at 1, 6 1/4, and 7 1/4. Okay, and the coasters are starting on September 6th when the new catalog comes out. Okay, just to clarify that. All right, now turn it to the 7.5-inch side, and we're going to score at 1, 3.5, 4.5, and 7. Okay, and that's it. Alrighty, now I'm going to fold and burnish all of the score lines. Okay, so now we're going to put this with the 7.5-inch strip going up and down, okay? And the skinniest rectangle is on the left. There is 1-inch strips on the bottom and the right, and 3/4-inch strip at the top. And this is what we're going to be doing. Okay. All right. So we're going to start on the bottom left, go to the first score line, cut it to the first score line, and wedge up into that skinny rectangle. Go to the next score line, cut it to the first score line, and the next score line. Cut it to the first score line, and then wedge both sides of those squares. Go to the next score line, cut it to the first score line, and wedge both sides of this square. Okay, now turn it so that your skinniest rectangle is on the right. And we're going to go to the first score line and cut it to the second score line. Get rid of this rectangle on the bottom and wedge both sides of the square. Go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, next score line, cut it to the second score line. We're going to get rid of this rectangle on the bottom and wedge both sides of the square. Okay, now we're going to take off these 4 pieces here, and I'm going to take the score line with it right on the top of those. Okay, and then just wedge up into that skinny rectangle. Alrighty, now the skinny rectangle's on the left, and we're going to take a corner rounder. This one is a 1/2 inch. And I'm going to round both sides of this top piece here. Alright, and that's what your cardstock should look like after you're done scoring and cutting. Okay, now we're going to get our tear and tape and put it next to the score line on what is left of the skinniest rectangle. I'm going to take your pick tool and get the backing off. Alright, then we're going to flip the whole thing over, flip over the side with the tape, and then that other side to meet it. Okay, so now this is the back of our box with the seam. And I'm going to push in the side tabs, put a little bit of glue on them. Pull the back one towards me, and then I'm going to put some glue on the back of this front flap and push it down. And make sure your sides are straight. Okay, and then open up your box and make sure you push those tabs down. Alright. Now we're going to put our designer series paper on, which is them bones. The 2 pieces that are 5 by 2 1/4 on the front and the back. Long sides are 5 by 3/4. 2 of those, and 2 of the short sides are 2 1/4 by 3/4. And I'm going to put all of this on with liquid glue. Okay, then I'm going to open up my flap, and I'm going to put in a small circle punch. This one's 7/8, but anything similar, I'm just going to take a little piece of a circle off, and it makes it so much easier to open. Okay, and I'll put my 2 twirly pops in there. Unfortunately, I don't have extras. I know there are some people that would like to buy just the products that I put in the boxes, but I don't have enough this time. Okay, so now we're just going to let that dry, and we're going to do some stamping. So we need our piece of basic white, and we're going to be using Pumpkin Pie, Garden Green, and Tuxedo Black inks. So let's do the large pumpkin first, Pumpkin Pie. And I'm just going to put this right at this end. Okay. And I'm going to punch that first. All right. And then we're going to do the 2 smaller pumpkins. And I take my punch and I see which way I want to punch it so that I waste the least amount of cardstock. And I'm going to do 1, 2. Okay. And then I'm going to punch those out. Okay. And then we're going to do with Garden Green. First I'll do the 3 stems, and this is going to be just like this. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and 3. Leave that open, and then I'll cut the 3 stems. Now you can do a template if you want to, and stamp it. Whoops, so that you're stamping it so that you can do it all in one punch, but I find that kind of tedious, so I'm just going to do it this way. 2. Okay, there is our stems. All right, and then we have to do 1 leaf, and that's right at the bottom. So I'm going to do it this way, and we're also going to do that with Garden Green ink. I'm going to waste a little bit, but that's all right. Okay. And there is our leaf. Okay, now we need some Tuxedo Black ink and our pumpkins, and we're going to do the face, which is... This is the stem, that's the 1 leaf, and this is the face of the pumpkins. Alright. And I'm just going to put the face on all 3 pumpkins. 1, 3. Okay, and that's it for stamping. Okay, so now we need our box. I'm going to take this die cut, which the length is 3 7/8 and the width at this point is 1 3/4. So if you wanted to, you could just cut out a rectangle that is 3 7/8 by 1 3/4. Okay, so I'm going to use dimensionals to put this on. Okay, and then I'm just going to try to eyeball this and get it right in the center. All right, and then I'm going to take one of the stems and I'm gonna just put a little bit of glue on the bottom of the front of it. And I'm going to stick that on the middle piece of that pumpkin. And then I'm going to take the leaf and just stick it to the side. So I'll put a little bit of glue right down here. And I'll stick that right next to the stem there. Okay. And then I'm going to put dimensionals on this. We need a little mini. No, actually, I think we can make it with a regular. I'm going to put a regular one right there on the leaf and then 2 on the rest of the pumpkin. I'm going to put him right in the middle of that label. Okay, then I'm going to put the stems on the back of these pumpkins. Alrighty. And then I'm just going to glue them down on either side, going over the edge of the end of the label. All right. And now for the final touch, I'm going to use some seasonal sequins that are only available in the kit because they've already retired, but I had enough to make a kit. So you can use iridescent rhinestone basic jewels or whatever other jewels you would like to use. All right, so I'm going to put a large one down here, a small one right there, and another small one up here. All right. And that's it. If you have any questions, my email is below, along with the link to my blog that has all of the measurements and directions, and the link to my shop. Alrighty, starting on September 6th, all of the fall catalog, mini catalog will be available. Please put this host code in for anything under $150, not including shipping and tax, okay? And anyone who puts that host code in will get a set of coasters that I made, a set of 4. Alrighty? And anyone that spends $150 or over, you will automatically get a set of coasters. Alrighty, thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.